Hello and welcome. Today I'll be demonstrating how to recreate this pretty flower design in wet on wet icing. Step is we need some cookies to decorate, and so today I'm using a fondant plaque mold to make my cookies. I'm using my usual cookie dough with a little bit less baking powder to avoid them warping too much. I've dusted the mold in flour and I'm pressing in my cookie dough, removing the excess, and then I'll be able to pop that cookie dough in my hand, and then I'm going to freeze that before baking, and then I can bake them. It was a little bit less time than I normally would bake since the cookie was slightly thinner. Next step is preparing the icing. All my icing is 20-second consistency. I have ivory with a number 3 piping tip. I had some pink with a number 2 piping tip, some lighter pink in a 1.5 tip. The green is with a 1.5 as well. Starting off the project with the ivory icing and the number 3 piping tip, we're flooding that center cavity completely. We'll be using the needle tool to spread and smooth the icing, and if that doesn't work, you can just give the cookie a shake and that will level out your icing. Next, we're grabbing our number 2 piping tip with the darkest shade of pink, and we're doing an oval round type shape, and then immediately grabbing the lighter pink in the 1.5 tip and drawing a circle right in the middle of the first circle, and then we're taking our needle tool and dragging towards the center of the circle, creating the petals, wiping in between each drag. Now we can grab our green and draw the flower stem and some leaves, dragging the leaves to create a nice tear shape, again a shake to smooth out the icing. Now I'm taking my ivory once again just to hide the points of those petals so that when I come in and create my second row of petals, they're going to be perfect. Again with the dark pink, the light pink, and we're dragging once again to create the second row of petals. Once this is complete, I'm taking my ivory once again to hide that top section where there are petals. I want that clean so that I can come in and pipe a dark pink circle, and then I'm going to take my light pink icing and do a swirl in the center of that. All that's left is a little shake, and then the icing is smooth, and that's it. We have a beautiful enameled finish. Here it is once again. You can just enjoy the process without the explanation. To be demonstrating the same flower, this time to make royal icing transfers. I've drawn a circle on some paper and I've laid a piece of parchment paper on top of it, and now I'm drawing an ivory circle on my parchment paper, and I'm using that darker black circle underneath as my guide. My needle tool helps me smooth out and level my icing, and now working quickly I'm able to come in and recreate that flower that we made earlier. A dark pink circle And then we take the other shade of pink in the smaller tip and we do another circle and we pull towards the center. I like the look of a 2-color petal, and wipe in between each drag. And once that's done, we grab the ivory to hide the points of that first row of petals. And then once that's done, we're able to come in with the dark pink and draw that second half circle. And again with the light pink immediately. And now we're going to grab our needle tool and create that second row of petals. Very simply, it's just dragging and wiping, dragging and wiping. Once that's done, I'm going to grab my ivory once again, covering up that row of petals at the top, and then I'm going to draw my big dark pink circle. And then on top of that, I'm going to be doing a light pink swirl, and my flower is done. On wet icing is quite beautiful, but it also is quite labor intensive. It does take quite a bit of time, and so if you want to make them on royal icing transfers, you can add them quickly to your cookie when you have an event with a large number of cookies required. And once they're dry, you can easily peel them off that parchment paper and add them to your actual cookie or perhaps onto a cupcake. Are my finished cookies. Once again, I'll have the link to the mold that I use in the description box. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.